my soul family, welcome to today's spirituality retreat provided by my health and wellness brand, Body, Mind, and Spirit. My name is Christy Ramirez and I'm your health and wellness expert. So today we are celebrating this new moon in Virgo. Now, this is a very special moment because as we enter this new moon cycle, we're actually finally closing off the new moon in Leo that we had a portal opening for the 8-8 Lionsgate. And this is the final completion of whatever began at that moment now is being closed. And the reason is because now we're being again thrust into this new cycle that's going to be more long-lasting. It's not going to be short-lived and it's not going to be temporary, but this is now the real thing. This is now your vision for your future as well, that whatever it is that you start at this moment is what is going to be manifested for your future. So our future right now is at the forefront of our mind. I really do feel that strongly because many of us are most likely not living our dream fairy tale yet, right? And if you are, then perhaps these new energies don't apply to you. But I feel like there's a lot of the collective that is not necessarily 100% happy or emotionally fulfilled. Like there's just something missing. And many people have experienced losses in the year 2020. So this year, 2021, I did write a journal about this year that was about the rebirth. And this rebirth is about rebirthing literally what's going to give us more passion in life. And that includes any area of your life. It could maybe not be your career because maybe you're in your dream career, but maybe it has to do with love. Maybe you're ready with the love of your life, but maybe you're in the wrong career. Maybe it's something in regards to your health, lifestyle changes, or something within your family, relationships with family members. Whatever it is, it could be any project, anything that you're not fulfilled with. And chances are this includes everybody because nobody's life is perfect. So we are being given this opportunity with this new moon cycle to perfect our life because ironically, that's what Virgo stands for. Virgo is a very perfectionist energy and it's all about looking at those minute details that matter and that make all the difference in the bigger picture of life, of your destiny. And whatever these details are, a lot of purification is actually also required in this process because in order to bring in something new, we need to be willing to let go of the old, right? It's kind of like rain, which ironically it just started showering, and this is a sign. This is a sign that this rain is going to shower us with abundance. And again, this has to do a lot with abundance. And remember that abundance can stand for anything, whether that be wealth, whether that be quality of life, whether that be how you feel, your wellness, your health. Anything is abundance to you. It could be love, right? And I feel like we're all being blessed with this abundance so long as we follow God's instruction. We are being given the way and we're being shown the path, given the certain instructions for each individual's life. And everybody's life is different, right? Maybe you're seeking freedom and independence because that's also ironically what Virgo does stand for, because Virgo is a hardworking energy. Virgo is the energy that likes to be of service. And God is here to remind us that when we are of service to God's mission, we will be taken care of. We will be given enough to survive and that much more. So not just living by, but more wealth. Wealth in the way that you are living your life dream, a luxurious life. That could simply mean, waking up to a fresh new day by the ocean or just in a happy vibration, because that is priceless, right? Waking up every day in a peaceful environment with peaceful people around you, that is priceless. It doesn't matter what job or amount of money you have, but that's more priceless, right? At least that's what I prefer than any money in the world, right? Because that's going to affect every other area of your life, ironically as well, because the way that we wake up, the way that we live our day-to-day life is going to influence how we do things. If we do it with joy, with passion, or with tears, right? So, you know, a lot of this is definitely coming up for contemplation, because, and it might even make some of you feel emotional, because you might maybe have not realized what it is that you do want. And sometimes you need to experience what it is that you don't want, so that you can know what it is that you really do want. Maybe you got mistaken at the beginning. Maybe you thought that was going to make you happy. But then at the end of the day, literally at the end of your day, how do you feel? Do you feel accomplished? Do you feel full of joy? Or do you still feel like there's a missing hole in your soul? And, you know, remember that Virgo, and September in specific, is the second month of Mother Mary. And the Virgin Mary always is very connected to me. You know, I've always been very connected to her, and I even went to Catholic school that worshipped Mother Mary. So I spent a lot of time in seclusion with Mother Mary in my younger years. And now as an adult, ever since I turned 30, and I'm 32 right now, I've been reconnecting on a deeper level with her on a day-to-day basis. And remember that Mother Mary represents all that is virginal, in the meaning that all that is purely angelic, purely white light, anything that is also nurturing like a mother, right? She did raise Jesus. So what is it that you are literally raising? It could be a project, right? You're birthing a baby into life, into its fullest potential. And this is what we've been working a lot behind the scenes. You know, I don't have kids, but I have a lot of businesses that's what I've been taking care of during this time. And as a mother, I'm very overprotective over it. I give my full attention to it. Sometimes I even forget about my own needs, and that's wrong, right? So Mother Mary is telling us that we are also important as mothers, because we need to be at our best to be able to give our best, right? And every feminine out there, every divine feminine out there has this mothering quality. And so this advice applies to everybody that is this divine feminine. And of course, divine masculines as well. But as a divine feminine, I obviously connect more to the divine feminine, right? And you know, every divine feminine has their loyal divine masculine. So I feel like also the divine feminines are being kind of like now pushed into a new direction that serves their own energy likewise, right? Like, for example, this is part of the purification. As a woman, I am being called to serve women in particular for the rest of my career in whatever way I can shift that around. I'm still working on that, right? God is still giving me the guidance slowly but surely. But I feel like, because, you know, divine feminines tend to be very alluring, and they tend to be very, you know, just so magnetic, because they're the carriers of this white light. And sometimes it can attract even too many different divine masculines. They could be divine and they could not be divine. But the issue here is that it's not that woman's divine masculine in particular. And God wants us to be only attracting our own divine masculine. And that's interesting, because, you know, I've always thought this way. And if I ever do attract divine masculines, which that's kind of been like a story of my life, it doesn't mean that I take it to heart. You know, I just let it be, because I am loyal in my heart. But now God wants to like protect and shield the woman now more, because this will affect her energy in a way. And that's part of sacredness as well. It's about protecting your sensuality, you can say, for your specific man and not for the whole world, right? So that's a little bit of what this collective divine feminine purification is about. But interesting, I've never gotten messages like this before, specifically for divine feminines. But this is what's happening collectively. Mother Mary is coming really strong with us all. So if you're a divine feminine watching this today, you definitely want to be listening to my Sacred Prayer Circles, which is an exclusive show in my School of Light. And I make it exclusive because, you know, it's a lot of sacred information that we go over there, and not the whole world resonates with Mother Mary. And, you know, we also have a whole Ancient Wisdom series there where we study the Bible, and we also connected Jesus Christ with our spiritual book club gatherings with the Course in Miracles that we're currently learning, which is all of his teachings. And every week that happens, so there's a whole bunch of episodes already there. You could definitely benefit. Start from the first episode, and I know that it's going to help you transform your life to become this sacred woman that God wants us to all be. This is part of the loyalty towards our mission and towards God as well that is included, because part of being a light worker and a child of God and this divine servant to God in the most holy manner, right? Not in a abusive manner. It's like a holy way of giving labor to something of God, right? We are birthing God's work, God's word, and it's not to be complained about, and it's not to be done in a bad mood about, right? Like, that's something that I actually spoke about for Labor Day, which is this weekend as well, that, you know, part of being a godly worker, we're gonna have work to do. It's just inevitable, but it's about, you know, doing it with grace and doing it even with mindfulness as well, which is what we learned in my yoga and meditation series, especially my mindful meditation program. How to do all things with true intention and be in the moment. Let that be your meditation, and be proud of whatever it is that you're working on. It could be as simple as washing dishes, or it could be more complicated, like birthing a new project. It doesn't matter what scale, what level of the scale it's on. Labor is labor, right? And so we're to appreciate every single labor in every day of our life and not take it for granted, because that's part of being human, and that's something to be grateful for, that we even have the opportunity to do something we love, to give work, to give our light, and to be of service, because that's what we're going to leave behind. That's our individual legend. Everybody's going to leave their legend behind. And so that's a beautiful message to begin today. And, you know, I also kind of want to bring an extra message that I'm getting just now. Part of the purification that's also happening is actually tied in with April's fashion show, where I spoke about the purgatory and Dante's comedy, right? Divine comedy. That's like his, he left his work behind, Dante. He was a writer / poet. And he talked about purgatory and all the different levels in it and what keeps people stuck in purgatory. And this is the purification that's coming in, because purgatory, he depicted it as like an island and a tower. So like a tower on an island, all secluded, right? And there was different levels as to why people were there. And this is, of course, related to the spiritual realm. You're either living in the 3D realm, which is Earth, and you're basically asleep to everything else, or you're in the 5D, which, like me, you're already doing the light work and you're showing up, and you might be secluded, but for different reasons, more for protection rather than purgatory. And if you're in the purgatory state, that's because you're in the in-between. Maybe you're already awakened, but you refuse and rebel. That's actually the key word that keeps people stuck in there, is the word rebellion. People get stuck in there because they refuse to do God's work, or they don't want to do it because of different reasons, right? That's part of all the different reasons that would get people stuck in there, you know. And so, including laziness, including lust, including gluttony, like all of the basic major sins, as well as 7 major sins, which synchronistically the number 7 is also the spiritual number in numerology, right? And it's about the spiritual awakening and the spiritual journey. And so I feel like this is part of the purification for these people who are still there, maybe have awoken to already the truth, or maybe they're starting to experience the truth through their dark night of the soul, because that's how the spiritual journey begins. Everybody needs to go through that initiation of their dark night of the soul. And it's a very scrutinous one, and very difficult and very painful, because you're facing your shadows head on, including all the fears and insecurities that you have about yourself. So that includes a lot of deep soul searching and a lot of inner healing work. And that's actually where my A New You Tell Me soul coaching program comes in, which is a program offered by my soul coaching brand. And this program is under construction again, because I've already taught it many times, but this year, specifically in September, I'm going to be reteaching and refilming that program, because I have a lot more to say now, and I feel like there's just more information for all of you. So definitely you can purchase the pre-sale and you have access to it prior. And so go to christyramirez.com/renewyou to watch the trailer, learn more about the program. It's going to be used with the same PDFs and the same journal that it comes along with. The only thing that's going to change is the actual video. So basically the themes are the same because I truly believe in those major themes. All right, so that's what I think is happening at a collective level. There's a lot going on this September, specifically for the first 2 weeks of September with this new moon in Virgo cycle. And then as we approach the full moon, I feel like there's going to be the ending of the purification. And I feel like now it's like ready for the next step, ready perhaps for what you've been working behind the scenes. Maybe put it out in the world, or maybe just for many light workers is getting out of the hermit as well, because I feel like in hermit is actually where not only we get purified, but if we already purified is where we get actually more spiritual revelations. And I feel like more revelations for those of you who are in this category, we're going to be influxed with more information these next 2 weeks. And this requires a lot of solo time, solitude, because there's just a lot of spiritual work to be done, whether that be writing, whether that be channeling, whether that be artwork, whatever it is. These 2 weeks are going to be critical for your future, and maybe even for like the next year. So just be patient with the process. That's a key word, be patient. Pray to God for spiritual strength. I know the journey can get difficult. Even when you're protected, it still gets difficult because we're still human at the end of the day. All right, so we're going to begin with a reading today to get more information. But I actually want to talk a little bit also about our purpose and our mission. I feel like this is coming up because remember, Virgo does rule work, career, and what we do for a living. And I just kind of wanted to show this coffee cup of mine that I bought specifically for this new meditation / yoga room. This is going to be where I from now on do all my spirituality retreat events and my yoga and meditation series, as well as my programs. And you know, every time I come in here, I literally do feel like I'm in a retreat. And that's the whole point of being in here, because the colors here, which are very, you know, pastel and just lilac, are all about peace. And this is again about returning to this peace. And even Archangel Michael's coming up right now, who is the angel of peace. He wants to help us to feel that peace, because remember, Archangel Michael is the protector. And when we already know that we're protected, there's nothing to fear or be anxious about, because fear and anxiety only come when you feel that you're not protected, you see? So God is reassuring us that Archangel Michael's around us and there's no need to worry. So that can give us more peace and remove that heavy burden that perhaps you've been feeling in life. Maybe you feel like, because you know all the work that we need to do for God, maybe you feel like there's just not enough time, or just like so much things to do, right? And that fear of perhaps you feeling that you might not be able to get it done is fear in and of itself. And then again, God wants to tell us that remove that, because it's not serving you and it might even block your creativity. So just forget about whatever's happening around you and surrender to the moment. And that's a beautiful message to begin today. Okay, so when it comes to being of service, God is telling us that as even like an everyday ritual it can be, because I feel like this is what's going to lighten and brighten up your day. Even if it's just like 1 hour, do something for the community, do something for humanity, do something for others. Whether that already be your business that is of service to others, then do that every day, because this is what's going to bring in this joy in our heart, no matter what's happening in your personal life. Now, when it comes to our personal life, that's a different story, right? But when it comes to our mission life, this is the advice that we're getting for this new moon cycle. Focus on service, and that is going to fill you up and even heal you miraculously, Jesus is saying, because being of service to others and helping others does bring back this joy and even this unconditional love, because we matter and our presence is of meaning. And that in and of itself should give you meaning to want to be alive and to wake up every day with a smile, with energy, and then wanting to do good for the world. Remember that God created this world, so even though the world might not be perfect, even though there's a lot of corruption, even though there's a lot of chaos right now in the world, it doesn't mean that we shouldn't love it anymore, because this is God's work and God's creation. So we as God's children, we are to love God's work because we're actually one of the works as well. So just a reminder, right? As well as everything likely of a creation, like animals, nature, plants, food, all of this is from God. So we're to respect all living things and treat it with honor. So that's a beautiful message. And when it comes to our personal life, I pretty much said that at the beginning. It's about purification, making sure you're in the right environment. And if you're not, perhaps, maybe you're at a point in your life where maybe you want to be somewhere else, or maybe you feel like something's still out of sync with where you're at. God is telling us patience again, because every phase of your life serves a lesson. And these lessons are here to shape us and mold us into who we are to become as a woman or man. So let us not rush into this thinking that you're not where you need to be, because remember, you are always where you need to be at this very moment, at this very time. So just purge it out, whatever it is that you're feeling. Just like, the clouds purge it out, the rain, purge out your tears if needed, but don't let anything disturb your peace. What a beautiful day today to talk about this. So I will bring out my oracle readings today. I'm going to kind of decide which ones I want to bring today, and we will get started with our oracle reading for this new one in Virgo. Okay, my soul family, so we're going to begin first with these three cards here. I was really being called to these. These are my Reiki cards, so I want to bring up some healing energy for us all. I really do feel like there's healing needed, and just surrender to this. So look at this beautiful orchid. It's kind of like my cherry blossom teacup. You are a living being is the message. So this is again about being in the moment, being more in touch with your experience. And look at this, the cherry blossoms come up. What a beautiful energy here. Being more in touch with your experiences helps you to realize that you are living, not running away or numbing ourselves from experiences, but embracing them, right? Rather than just existing. And that is one of the benefits of meditation, because it allows you to experience and enjoy a feeling of being at one with yourself and with the universe. And then choose your emotions today. Emotions are not caused by outer events. They are an internal reaction to an external event, and they represent a choice that you have made. We choose what emotion to feel, always. So this is again about emotional intelligence. Whatever it is that you are feeling, maybe it's not the best feeling, but you're feeling it. So it's about embracing and accepting what it is that your emotional body is trying to tell you, because there's something underlying that needs to be taken care of. And I feel like we have this card here, the energies within you, you see? Life force energy, or chi, flows within the physical body through energy centers called chakras and pathways called meridians. And this is what I teach in my Science of Yoga educational course, as well as flowing around the body in a field of energy called the aura. We all have this invisible aura around us, and believe it or not, that is actually what influences our state of health, including physical health, emotional health, mental health, and spiritual health. And this is what the sound bowl healing session is for at the end of these events. The 10 to 15 minutes of sound bowl healing cleanses and purifies your aura, because it's sound frequency, you see. So this energy field responds to everything that we think, say, feel, and experience, and it becomes disrupted or blocked whenever we consciously or unconsciously accept and absorb negative words, thoughts, feelings, or experiences. So allowing Reiki to flow into us helps to unblock and disperse any negative energies. So this is the Reiki healing that we're all receiving today, to unblock this, remembering that we are human beings, not human doings as well. We often confuse what we do with who we are, taking our sense of identity from the kind of job that we have or do not have. what we all need to remember is that we are human beings and not human doings. So last message for today, or last two, well, we got a few messages for here. They want to speak. All right. We got positive expectations through the law of attraction. As the law of attraction vibrates at a particular frequency, it attracts and resonates with other things vibrating at the same frequency, including your thoughts. It works for everyone at all times, attracting into their lives whatever they focus on the most, whether that's positive or negative. And with positive expectations, remember that expectation is a powerfully attractive force. So if you expect your day to be positive, that's what you're going to get. Expect the things that you want and don't expect the things that you don't want. From the perspective of the law of attraction, what you resist, you attract, because you are powerfully focused on it with emotion. So if there are things that you don't want in your life and you keep resisting them by constantly thinking that you don't want them, then you're actually going to be either bringing them into your life or keeping them there. So patience. Just today, I will let go of any anger. Maybe you've been triggered, and just commit to a joyful life. Release any old emotions, thinking patterns, or habits that are potentially holding you back, including any idea that life is a struggle, and commit to a life filled with joy and ease instead. And then we got the climate of compassion. If we could generate a climate of compassion, perhaps we would recognize that everyone becomes the person they are because of the sum of their experiences so far. So maybe then we wouldn't judge others so harshly. And this actually, I feel, is like even towards us. Don't judge yourself and be more compassionate with where you're at. So the key is living with gratitude. Be thankful for everything that you have now, have had in the past, and will have in the future. Being actively grateful will bring even more good things into your life. What a beautiful message. Let's get some chakra cards because they did come up. The chakras want to speak today. Yeah, I feel like we are also, all of us, experiencing light code ascension symptoms because we are receiving these light codes. So, you know, whatever that may look to you, any physical symptoms, it could just be ascension. So this is the number 41 card. All beings come into each lifetime with light codes they carry and transmit over the course of their lives. These multidimensional pieces of information and wisdom are shared without conscious communication. You're activating new light codes of healing right now, and you can use them to help yourself and others as you feel called. So to understand more about these codes, go into meditation and consult your guides. Ask for clear signs, symbols, and guidance. So this is our third eye chakra being activated at this moment, which is what my mindful meditation program is about. And you can use the sodalite crystal and the mandrake root to help with these light codes, receiving of these light codes. And I feel like more self-trust is also needed, which this is our solar power energy house, which is our solar plexus chakra. Their time has come to really trust who you are and love yourself fully. If there are parts of you that are out of alignment with your faith or your values, call them into alignment now so that you feel better and more integrated. Then trust your intuition and inner knowing without question, going as much as you can with the flow of your desires and passions. Cultivate your higher self as a trusted ally and seek its voice in meditation. So this definitely, message of meditation is really coming in because we're all going through a deep transformation. And this is again what my New You Tell Me Soul Coaching program is about, reaching this ultimate transformation. You are becoming a lighter and easier version of yourself now, and your transformation is clear for all to see. Focus your attention and intention on sharing what you have learned with others. Remember that as you ascend, you lead the way for those not yet at your level of awareness or development. If you feel called to teach, honor that calling. Your very being is both a mirror and example, inspiring others to carry on with grace. And this is our soul star chakra, which actually rules our higher self. So this is what we're transforming into, from the ego into the higher self. And that's what A Course in Miracles teaches us. Work with the herb rose, also rose quartz, the crystal, and pink sapphire to help with this self-healing and self-love transformation that's happening. Let's get a woman's body, woman's wisdom cards, because remember, the woman, the divine feminine, is the holder of the wisdom, and she's here to give us guidance, nurturance, and self-care. This is about regrouping. And look at this with the angel wings. This little angel here looks very exhausted and tired. So it is a time to now regroup our energy and take care more of our own needs and nurturing. So if you've been giving a lot to the collective, if you're a light worker already spreading your wings and flying, God is telling us that you can take a little safe haven in heaven to rest your wings and just recuperate, regroup, so that you can go back into the world filled with light and energy. I feel like this is the message there. So I'm going to bring in perhaps more cards before we get to our symbol healing session. All right, so let's begin with our sacred geometry activation oracle. You know, at the bottom of the deck, I opened up actually to the third eye, and I feel like this is the message for today. This is about, again, our intuition being sharpened, this inner deep knowing that we know it's our angels and spirit guides speaking to us, and even psychic powers being awakened to many of you. More harmony as well in our life. Let's look it up today. All right, this is the flower of life. Geometric shape recognized by many cultures all over the planet. It consists of 13 equal circles, which actually in numerology, 13 stands for your destiny, your life purpose, that intersect at the middle of each circle, creating a perfectly proportioned flower. And kind of like this flower here. And what do flowers represent? Flowers represent the blossoming into your fullest potential. So as a symbol, the flower of life represents the universe as a whole, as well as the harmony in which all the separate components of the universe work together. This beautiful pattern is often used to indicate our understanding of our connection as humans and spiritual beings to the whole. The color indigo is associated with the sixth or third eye chakra, located at the middle of your forehead, just above the bridge of the nose. It is linked to our intuition, our insights, and our ability to see beyond three-dimensional reality into the inner world, so that the conscious can merge with the unconscious. So in many cultures, the color indigo has been traditionally associated with royalty, power, and wealth, as we often assign to our authoritarian figures a higher consciousness that is based on a deeply rooted connection to source. Its sense is telepathy. So I do feel like there is a lot of telepathy happening, and maybe even with these spiritual lovers, divine feminine and divine masculine, the true ones, right? You would feel this on a telepathic level. And so close your eyes and take a slow deep breath. Bring your awareness to your forehead, the point between your eyebrows. Now silently ask the universe to bring to your awareness a thought, feeling, or image that would serve you right now in this moment, and what comes up. And whatever came up right now, that's your intuition speaking to you. All right, so let's get another message now from the Sacred Rebels guidebook. And before I get to this one, actually, I want to take a look first at Osho's Zen Tarot. I was definitely feeling the Zenness as I chose my special robe. And this is, I feel like, because this is what it's about. We can overcome life with a peaceful Zen mindset and just keep that with us throughout the whole day. And nothing can disturb this peace, right? And this Zen mindset is also what helps us to reach higher consciousness and eventually enlightenment. And we got the creativity card. This is, I feel like, what is really, really going on. Many people are being just creative during this time, and that's what's taking up your time and perhaps keeping you in this place of peace. Because when we're in our creative zone, we are at peace. So do more artwork, do whatever lights your soul on fire, definitely. And that is the moon there and the rainbows. And look, we're getting guidance through our creative work, our artwork. I feel like that is also something that's coming up. And I kind of see Mother Mary in this picture with an angel, Archangel Gabriel I'm seeing. Remember, Archangel Gabriel is the angel that showed up to Mother Mary. Archangel Gabriel, coincidentally, is also the archangel of projects of your mission, helping you to self-express this mission and make it real. And part of Mother Mary's mission, again, was to give birth to Jesus. That was her project, right? She raised this little boy into this man that he became. And that's what we're doing also in whatever way this means for you in your life personally. So I feel like that's the message here. And again, we got transformation twice. And this transformation in particular is a Shiva here. Because this is how the Shiva has. He has like many arms. And Shiva is the founder of yoga. So maybe yoga can help you to transform on a soul level. For me particularly, it was actually lots of deep meditation and yoga in meditation state that awakened me initially to my spiritual gifts at the beginning of my journey. And I'm telling you, I'm not telling you just like an hour a day. It was like a lot of meditation and yoga, up to like 3 hours a day, that did it for me. And my whole life changed after that, right? And I feel like maybe for some of you out there, maybe that can help you, or maybe that can realign you if you've lost your way. So that's interesting. So just go with the flow, surrender, maybe even immerse yourself or submerge yourself in water, and that can help you. Let's get a little bit more information now with the Sacred Rebels Oracle about this transformation, which is the number 13th card, which is transformation into who we are meant to become. That's what I'm feeling. So we are growing, we are developing, we are evolving always, but now into who we are really meant to be in God's eyes. Alright, I'm gonna just pick one card. Wow, we got inspiration, and this has tied in together with creativity. We are being inspired, and maybe you are the inspiration as well. There's a saying that says, if you can't find inspiration, then be that inspiration. And this is what we're being guided to do. There's a lot of flowers, there's a lot of bees, which represent hard work, diligence, discipline. And this is definitely a huge, powerful message. And again, seeing the true you, right? This woman is just, in her reflection, seeing the real her, her deep soul, beyond the flesh, in human form, right? So let's look up number 3, inspiration. There's an idea that has captured your attention, or will do so very soon. It may be a grand vision, or even the vague sense of something that could be. You are being encouraged to accept the vision, the idea, or inspiration, as it is important to your creative and spiritual growth. Also, it is possible the bee is bringing you healing, medicine, wisdom from nature to aid the message of the oracle of inspiration. The bee is a powerful spirit totem. Bees are able to fly with wings that are significantly small in proportion to their heavier bodies. They can do so because of the sheer speed with which their wings move. So this is about swiftly getting things done in grace. Your idea, even if it seems like a big, substantial plan that might be difficult to get off the ground and up and running, can succeed. Whatever plan that is, maybe it's a business plan or just something new, you will attract great helpers to you, and the earth will support the success of this project, idea, or vision, because it's about helping the greater good as well as your own growth and development. When the Earth Mother lends you nature wisdom to support your healing and growth, you know you have an exceptionally powerful ally to your cause. Let this bring you confidence. If you've also drawn the after card storm, the after the storm card, then consider this message amplified. So maybe you've just gone through a storm in your life, literally, right? We're having a storm right now, but maybe this is only so that you are inspired during that storm, right? Who doesn't love a rainy day sometimes, right? Just to kind of like sit with your own self, cozy up, and get creative, right? So allow inspiration to fill you with enthusiasm, an expectation of magic and marvelous synchronicity. as people, situations, and opportunities fall into place to help bring your inspiration into reality. This idea has the potential to flow into so much more than you realize. It has great potential, and maybe right now, when something becomes an idea, it's but the seed of it, right? It's just this tiny seed that many people will not be able to see what you see in your mind, because this is your vision, your work. And to others it might seem like a little seed, but to you it seems like this great masterpiece potential. And so you're being guided to nurture this seed, because eventually it will grow and blossom into more than you ever expected. It can become something that feeds and nourishes others as well in the future, hence inspires others. And that's why we're always giving these seeds, these ideas, because it's always for others. It's for the mission. It's God speaking through us through that work for whatever reason. So again, it can become something that feeds and nourishes others on their creative and personal healing paths too. It has the quality of a mission and so much more than just one singular idea. So whenever an inspiration comes from the greater creative intelligence of the universe, even when it makes itself known as an idea through a human source, all that is needed to bring it into being will be available at the right time, whenever it's meant to be. So for the human channel of the idea, it is just a matter of being open, receptive, trusting, and enthusiastic about what has come through. Everything required for each step will be naturally attracted to support the success of the project according to divine timing. The healing process below will help you manifest the support needed for your inspiration to take flight. You will receive all the help, even if it's angelic help, which is the most greatest of them all, right? You will receive the support that you need to make it happen. So this oracle comes with a message that you are a vehicle for inspiration. You are literally that temple. You are meant to think and do things differently, and you're capable of receiving fresh ideas that are not so out there or different that they stop being practical, helpful, and wonderful. You're being asked to avoid the trap of doubting your ideas as special or interesting enough. Your inspiration comes direct from the universal creative source, and you're being asked to believe and recognize the signature of great intelligence within your inspirational ideas and creative urges, and to act accordingly. And to sum up, this card indicates the sweet success, like abundant honey, is coming your way through your commitment to and development of an idea that you've already had or will soon receive. So see it through to the end and literally believe, right? So let's do a little healing process to close off our spiritual talk. That's what we just did right now, before we move on to our Sambo healing session. Or you know what, actually, let's save this healing for the Sambo. That's a great idea for today. All right, so let's close off today's spiritual talk. I feel like that's all that we needed to know for today. A little shorter than usual, but that's the main message for this new one in Virgo. This is about doing things with quality, being time efficient, and just getting things done in grace always, right? Because remember, everything that you do in your day is part of your day and is part of your memories that you will take with you at the end of the day. So make great memories and make new ones this new moon cycle. Thank you all for joining me today. My name is Christy Ramirez, and I'm your health and wellness expert. If you want to learn more about my health and wellness brand, all my different features, programs, and content, go to my website, christyramirez.com/health-and-wellness, and you can also visit my Instagram page at christyramirez_body-mind-spirit for more free content, as well as my YouTube channel. Thank you all, and I'll see you in just a few. Namaste. Hello my soul family, welcome to our Sambo healing session for this new moon in Virgo. My name is Christy Ramirez and I'm your health and wellness expert. So today I just want you all to close your eyes and just enjoy these next few minutes of some Sambo healing frequency to cleanse and heal our aura. And I'm going to be reciting this little healing process with the inspiration card that we got in our spiritual talk, because I feel like this is what it's about. This Sambo healing today is going to help to inspire you and heal you. So place your hands in a prayer position at your heart and lay them in your lap with palms facing upwards in a gesture of receiving. This is about being open-hearted and ready to receive from the universe, whether that be an inspiration, whether that be abundance, whether that be healing. Say aloud, may my inspired idea be blessed by the creative intelligence and love of this universe. May the perfection of divine timing govern the unfolding of this idea into its most beautiful and fulfilling form. May this idea attract the most nourishing people, situations, and opportunities so that it may live out its destiny to make a positive contribution to the world. Through sacred genius, love, and grace, so be it. What a powerful, powerful healing today. Now sit quietly and say, I commit myself, body, heart, mind, and soul, to that which will illuminate me with golden inspiration and uplift me and those around me with love. I am open to receive all the support and protection needed to truly honor this commitment. So be it. Now rest for a moment to complete your healing process. If you notice any imagery of bees, actual bees, or people dressed like them when you are out and about, know that this is the universe playfully confirming your healing through today's oracle. Only love lives here. I am the love, and I give the love. May you all leave in peace, sacred unity with God, and be inspired today. Thank you all for joining me. Namaste.